What about how the course was actually structured? You guys talk to each other a lot. Was this something that you're used to, or was this different, or how'd you feel when you first started doing that?
So at my high school, I took a lot of IB classes, and the only thing I didn't like about the classes back then was the fact that it was just mainly lectures, and then they would try to engage us in discussions, but it was all about our biology class especially was about memorizing things and just like throwing it up on a piece of paper kind of thing. So this was definitely much better for me just because we get to interact with people, and definitely because there's so many students in our class, it gives us a chance to talk to everyone.
I kind of feel the same way. It's easier to remember things when you're more engaged in it. Like if you're talking to other people, you're going to actually remember what you're talking about instead of just listening to an hour-long lecture every day.
I like that it gave me a chance to talk to some of my neighbors and actually, introduce myself so I didn't feel totally alone up in front of the classroom. And it definitely gave me a chance to expand on them because they gave me some thoughts that hadn't popped into my head. I helped clarify some of the things that they were confused about. And so when you talk to other people, you get sort of this larger brain share. You get an opportunity to get ideas that you wouldn't normally have on your own. And that can really help if you're stuck on something.
So you mentioned today that this is your third class. So what were the other classes like? How similar to this class were they, besides the difference in size, the way the class was actually run?
Okay, so my chemistry class this morning had a pretty similar number of students, same lecture hall, it's around 500 to 600 students. My gender and pop culture class is in Miller Hall. It only had about 40 students. So definitely a size change. There's going to be a lot more written questions in the literature classes compared to the science classes. Like my chemistry class is going to be all Scantron. There's going to be no writing questions. And then this class is going to be a combination. So I think that'll kind of encourage people to go further into studying and things like that.
So Dr. Freeman indicated that you guys will learn more. You'll get a higher probability of getting an A and a lower probability of failing the course if he does this higher structure than lecturing. Do you guys buy that?
Well, sorry, you can go ahead.
Yeah, because the way that he's setting it up is that he gives you more and more opportunities to engage and to connect with the material and the information. And I've always found that when I'm more engaged in something, I remember it better. If I remember better, I can recall it better on a test or on an exam and apply it better to new situations. And since that's what the course is graded on, I can totally see that helping me out.
I can definitely buy that we'd all learn better. I think it'll help to be more engaged. Like if you have to talk about it, if you have to actually think through every topic, then you're more likely to have that memorized for your tests, because if you don't talk about it and you don't actually sit down and think through it, you might remember it through the next test, but after that you won't remember it again.
Yeah, and kind of like Oliver was saying, just because of the fact that we're learning more, it's not just a lecture. I think and the fact that we get to engage with other people, it really allows you to have more of like a rounded experience and a more rounder, I don't really know what to call it. It's just like the knowledge, it's not just straightforward. It's going to be a chance to learn, get new perspectives. And I think that's really going to help us. And because especially with short answers, it's not just like a Scantron sheet. We're going to have to think and apply it in different ways. So it's really important that we're not getting just straightforward information and we're hearing it from different sides.